Today's episode is brought to you by Gray Block Pizza. Gray Block Pizza, 1811 Pico Boulevard, on the way to the beach in Los Angeles. Gray Block, get that hitter. Let's get in here with a little Bishop Gunn.
I ain't seen home in about 100 days. I can almost hear mama pray for my restless soul. And I ain't made $1 I ain't spent, but where it's going ain't killed me yet. I still get where I'm bound to go. I'm making it, I'm making wrong feel right. I'm making it, and if hell's where I'm headed, then I'm making good time.
You know what, man? That's a little too slow for me at the moment, dude. Let me back out of that one. And let's just get right into to that hitter. I want to get a harmonica, don't you? We should get one.
I'm just sitting on your front porch, wondering how could I be so far from my home.
Come on.
And my mind is somewhere else, but when I find it, I'll patch up where it's been blown.
Don't be too cool to sing with it, man. Come on. Get out of that. Let's go.
Now I'm just floating on the breeze, and I feel I'm falling like these leaves. I must be cornerstone. Oh, but when I reach that ground, I'll share this peace of mind I found. I can feel it in my bones, but it's gonna take a little time for me to set that parking brake and let myself unwind. Shine that light on me.
Come on now.
I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine on me, and I will find a song. I will sing it
just for you. That is Shine by Bishop Gunn. And you know what? Those boys are touring Europe right now. I think about that. I think about, a couple of long-haired ne'er-do-wells and decently do-wells trolloping around Europe with their instruments and their, they've probably been up all night, doing music and drinking liquor and trying to learn German or whatever. And I just picture those boys just fucking living their lives over there. And that's exciting. That's exciting, man. I hope they're over there doing all kind of just living it, doing drugs, sex, rock and roll, and living hard. And if you have never seen Bishop Gunn, they're on a European tour right now, and I do recommend checking them out. They do not pay for this service from me. They are friends of mine, and when I listen to their music, it makes me feel good. Oh, thank you guys. Thanks for being here. What am I doing? I am sitting here in the studio, and dude, my shirt, I kind of wore a short shirt. You ever freaking leave the house in a short shirt? Dang, man, like, if your shirt is regular, you never even think about it if it's a good length. I got to have a specific length shirt to feel my own self-comfort. Because if I have too long of a shirt, I feel like I'm like one of the, Seven Dwarfs, that one that's always sleepy, Dozer or whatever his name is. Who, I don't even fucking know what they are. Not Sneezy, yeah, Dozy or something, one of them. Or if it's too short, I feel like a damn little I feel like a little fucking white chocolate Hershey kiss that somebody's trying to, like a little kind of gentleman trying to meet other gentlemen out there on, under a porch light or under a lamp, under a big tall city lamp. But that's, if it's too short, I'm just, that is, that makes me so, I just like, God, I just don't know what's going on. I just feel like my butt cheeks don't even know each other when I have a real short shirt on. I just feel uncomfortable. I feel strikingly uncomfortable when I'm in a short shirt. So this one's a little short. You can't see because I'm sitting down and, well, it doesn't even really matter. So whatever. Good to be here with you. I'm about, I'm about maybe 90 days off of the pornography right now. And that's pretty, I feel good about myself for that. Now I've still been open, I've opened up some Snapchats that got some wild, cool, that's the thing about Snapchat. Snapchat, that's like Pandora's boxing glove. You open it up and bada, some, Pandora, Satan's little daughter, Pandora, just hits you with a damn, it could be anything. Some guy sleeping at work, or a cooter punch, just a random cooter somebody's sending you through the airwaves. Some fucking airwave cooter just hits you right out of that. Snapchat is very dangerous. Snapchat, it's like monkeying around power lines. You ever seen the commercials they used to have with the monkey? And you think he's safe and everything, and he's just hanging out, but then he grabs that power line and kills himself. And that's like Snapchat. You think it might be, you can open it up, could be a couple cookies, or, little Daniel's out there fucking, shining up his roller skates, and he's ready to do something, just like do a little sidewalk adventure in the neighborhood, ready to just kind of cruise past the little girls that's selling Girl Scout cookies. But then you open up that next Snapchat, and it's some girl giving that BGeezy out there, outside of Philadelphia or something, one of them turnpike BGs. And it's very alarming. You never know what you're going to get. It's like going door to door in a haunted house. And sometimes things aren't that haunted. It's just some guy crying or something, and he just bought a plant, and he's, it could be somebody has a flat tire, somebody singing happy birthday to their little cousin. But then, bam, somebody hits you with that freestyle coochie out the thing. And you're like, jeepers. Is this what we want? Is this what the Lord wants? I don't know. But I'm feeling good about being off that pornography, man. I feel good. I didn't know how first of all, I couldn't do it if it wasn't for, I put these apps on my phone, MobaSip and Covenant Eyes on my computer. So those two apps, one on each, and it just prevents it, so I don't feel the need to do it. Or if I got in this bad habit of just jerking out at night and getting my body to just make magic, just make that magic fucking salt water at night. And I got kind of used to it, and it used to be fun. I used to be on being sexual and being naughty. Sometime I would put both my hands together and make love to my hands like that in the middle of them. Like I had, and pretend my hands had like a little name, like Samantha or something. But after that, it just became just this one-handed, crazy guy. And I would just kind of get my own wiener out at night and just not even give it a chance to really think about much, and just end up kind of jerking out. So I'm glad I've just broke the habit. That's what it was. It was a bad habit. So now I'll still do masturbation. I'll still do self-masturbation sometimes, but I'm not doing it just as a nightly weird habit. And I've noticed that I just feel better. I just feel a little bit more in control. I don't feel like I'm as obsessed with sex or thinking about, or anything like that. Or, I won't be at the, sometimes you'll be somewhere and something will remind you of something sexual. you'll be at the fair and you see like a funnel cake and you're like, damn, that thing looks like a pretty, you know, kind of like a fried little, you know. But I'm not having any thoughts like that now. I'm just more, because my brain isn't thinking sex first. It's just thinking about other stuff, and it's giving my brain more space to think. So it's been, if you listen to the first, you know, 120 episodes of this podcast, it's really about me trying not to watch pornography and struggling. And just to not have that struggle in my life, and it so quickly it went away. For years, it was this weird cycle that was in my head, you know? Just like, oh, I'm lonesome, I feel uncomfortable, I better, you know, touch, you know, make sure my wiener still, you know, is at least on my team. That's kind of how it was. Sometimes I think I would even masturbate because it was like, well, if the world, you know, at least if I jerk myself, at least, you know, my wiener, I'm going to prove that my wiener, something is on my team. And I don't have a puppy or like a wife or anything like that. So it would just be the closest thing I could reach, really, especially if you're lazy and that's your ween. That's that ween, boing. So feeling excited about that. The other day I was on Twitter and accidentally went on a page that had something sexual and shut it down quick. But it's nice. It used to be I'd be in the fruit section at the grocery and everything in there. I'm thinking, dang, bro. I'm not trying to be sexual, but, you know, a lot of these, you know, kind of mid to larger size vegetables look like they want to fuck, you know? I mean, you see a dang, you know, you see a decent yellow squash over there, you're like, damn, that fucking bitch is trying to back that thing up. You get different ideas, you know, you see a couple of plums kind of huddled together, you're like, holy smokes. These plums wants a foursome, you know, or you get these wild ideas. But the other day I went through the produce section. I didn't think about anything. I just thought about, well, you know, maybe I'll have a salad soon. So it's nice to just be having regular thoughts and just have gotten out of that expanse in my mind, that, you know, that kind of dirty road that my mind was going down a lot of times. What else is going on with me? Oh, I'm going to Boston. Well, I'm going to New York this week on Wednesday. And I'm going to do the Barstool radio. So that should be pretty cool. I have not spent any time with those guys. And what else this week am I going to do? I'm going to tape something tomorrow. That should be pretty cool. You know, if you like hot sauce, it'll be good. So kind of like nervous and excited about, you know, things. I don't like to sometimes get too excited because, you know, you just don't want to get your hopes up. You know, my shoulders are sore sometimes from keeping my hopes up. So I like to try and keep things a little bit level, but also to try and just enjoy what's going on and be excited. And, we got the Andrew Schultz episode. If you haven't met this bad cracker, he's out of Manhattan. And he's just living free, man, and he's doing it his way. And he came in studio. We're going to put that out this week. And it was awesome, man. He's a neat man. We're excited. It was cool to have him, just be around him. What else is happening, man? I got, what else is going on with me? Not much. I've just been trying to focus on like going to some different meetings. You know, I go to these sobriety meetings, going to some of that, and I'm just trying to feel a little bit more like myself. I got on the Chantix, so a little scary. If you haven't taken Chantix, it feels like a really weak person is trying to hold on to your lungs sometimes, you know, like trying to hold your lungs. That's what it feels like. It feels like a couple children that haven't been fed very much. They have eaten, okay? We're not starving these children in my imagination, but they haven't eaten much. I feel like they're kind of holding onto your lungs and don't, you know, not letting you inhale very much. And that's what it feels like. And it makes the taste of a cigarette like unenjoyable. And when I think about it, for me, cigarettes have been unenjoyable for a while. I just don't want to be addicted. I don't know if one day I might not want to enjoy a cigarette. I just don't want to feel like I have to enjoy a cigarette to be okay. or to get through a moment. And I don't like thinking about cigarettes. I want to be able to enjoy the moment that I'm in my life. Cause I'll be on a water slide and I'll be about to get on that bitch, and my mind will be like, it'll say a little trickery to me. Say, hey, little fella, with that little wet body, if you go down this slide and you're well behaved, you can have you a little cigarette at the bottom. And that's what my mind tells me, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm trying to just be more active and take action and make some of the changes I've been thinking about for a long time. And that feels pretty cool. What else did I do this weekend, dude? I was up at the Comedy Store. A lot of people have still been talking about Brody Stevens and losing Brody, and a friend of mine went to clean out his apartment, or not clean it out, not steal nothing, but just be a part of, taking down his things, and because somebody has to clean up when you pass away. Somebody has to clean up, and he was saying, man, it's amazing how much stuff people have. And he was saying just how interesting it was that Brody didn't have like an insane amount, but he had a lot, and it made me think, like, man, when I leave the earth, think about all the things I'm gonna leave behind that somebody's gonna have to frickin' deal with. It made me think almost I want to booby trap some shit, hide a fucking mouse trap in a thing of cotton. So somebody's reaching and like, oh, this is a soft box. What's in here? Maybe a little vase or some different type of treasure. Bam, motherfucker. Pain. That's what's in that box. I'm going to Boston this week. I'm going to New York for one night on Wednesday, and then I'm going to go to Boston Thursday. Medford. If you have not been to the show, it's at the Chevalier Theater in Medford. San Jose sold out. That's in a couple weeks, and more tickets will be coming on sale, I believe, maybe even today for that. Australia, everybody's been asking, and we're going to add some more shows over there. I don't know where they're going to be. I don't know what's going to happen. We're figuring it out right now. And when I say we, I just mean me, really. And just the calendar is kind of it, and just how much I can do. Also, March 29th and 30th, I'm at Stand Up Live in Phoenix, Arizona. April 5th and 6th, Kansas City Improv, Kansas City, Missouri. About to add some more shows for that. And April 26th and April 27th, the Palm Beach Improv in West Palm Beach, Florida. May 3rd and 4th at Caroline's in New York City. New York City. Oh, man. And I just want to say thank you, for everybody that's been listening to the podcast and paying attention. And, I've been thinking a lot about this week about how, really just how lucky I am. And a lot of times I come in here and I complain about what's going on in my life. And, I don't mean to complain. I just, I have a tough time in the regular world. I have a tough time in it. And for me, that's just the way I operate. You ever seen a dude with no legs on a bike? That's me. That's how I operate in the world. It's just, sometimes it takes a lot for me to feel okay. And you guys have done that, man. You guys have been so supportive. So I just want to thank you. And I'm ready to do my best. I'm ready to entertain at a good level and make people, and just bring it, and just, I'm ready to bring the party and make us have fun and help and be a part of having fun. And you guys have been just so supportive, and it just, it means a lot. I'm getting to live my dream out. I'm getting to live my dream, and there's no way I could do that by myself. So thank you. A couple of news things. That Iditarod started on Saturday. And if you're not familiar with the Iditarod, it's Alaska, they I think if you up there long enough, you get a little probably lazy, you know, or just snowed in. And so you hire a fucking bunch of dogs to pull you across the continent. And these dogs, man, these are some real wolves. Dogs, wolves, probably a fucking skinny bear with a big nose, you know, all kind of animals. A fucking fox that's on HGH. Who knows what what Mother Nature's serving up there. I mean, Alaska's like the ice box. It's like the freezer section of America and the world. Think about it. Remember when you were in the grocery? You in regular sections. You walking around. They got the Ritz crackers. You know, somebody put a thing of pickled cabbages or something. Little, you know, those little what is it called with the Butterfingers? They got those beautiful. I fucking used to fucking eat a Butterfinger right when I get to the grocery, boy. Dude, if I ain't buying this bitch, son, I'm eating it. And I'm hiding a wrapper under a couple cabbages over there by the produce areas. But here's what I'm saying is, remember when you're walking through the grocery, everything's casual. And they got them some more, you know, those, you know, with the little guys that live in the trees. Them Cablerels, boy, them crackers. They got them little crackers. They got the raisins, raisinets. Some motherfucker came out with raisinets, dude. You know, a feminist probably couldn't handle raisins just doing their thing because they used to have a little dance team and stuff on television, and somebody came out with raisinets. And that's some bad bitches in a bag right there. And they ain't fucking around. But anyway, you cruising through, everything's warm, it's comfortable, cozy, and then you get to the freezer section. Dude, you could lose a friend in the fucking freezer section of the grocery. Remember when you were a kid and you walk in and you're like, suddenly your mom opens that thing and it's like, you don't know what's going on. You can't remember who both your parents are. Your eyes don't work that good. Your fucking shoulders turn all red. You get nervous. And just because your mom wants to get a couple of sack of fish sticks. And it's crazy back in there. In the freezer section, man. Anything they got, you know, and you hope it's ice cream, but it's not. Your mom's getting them teriyaki meals over there. Some bullshit fucking, you know, lean Gene Okerlund cuisine. You know, these little 60 calories in it. Look, it's served in the damn half of a fucking space shuttle. The thing just, you know, everything got tzatziki sauce on it. And you're losing your fucking mind, bro. That freezer section make you, dude. I would put on a couple coats before I go into the frozen food area. When you're a kid and you reach over, they used to have that big part with the big turkeys and the chickens in there. That bitch used to be freezing when I was a kid. Now it's like safety precautions and this and that, and you know the dead animals don't even like to be at real cold temperatures because they little bitches. But when I was young, man, them turkeys, that thing was at 4 degrees in there. You reach over there and catch one of them butterball hitters. Dude, I remember I turned it over one time. One of the turkeys had been, you know, it was dead. It was like, man, it's fucking cold. Damn, they serving them up. But the Iditarod is that they put these cold dogs out there and these motherfuckers run to a fire. They put a fire, you know, I mean, it's a 1,000-mile race. So they put a fire 1,000 miles from these dogs. And they so cold, they'll run to that bitch. And there's 52 teams, 14 dogs on each team. Dude, you know I'd be that dog out there at night trying to fuck, boy. Waking up the other dogs. You know what I'm saying? Rolling a little fucking pork cutlet over by a little you know, maybe by a little, you know, a Wamarana or something. Get that bad bitch, you know, they got a couple female German shepherds out there and they into some wild shit. I've seen them on the internet. And I'll fucking roll a pork cutlet over there with my chin and give that bitch that cutlet, you know? And then you know, while she's enjoying that cutlet, I give her that rib, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? That 31st rib, baby, that wiener. But it takes 9 days, apparently. It starts in Willow, Alaska. It finishes in Nome, Alaska. It takes 9 days, $50,000 for the winner. And I bet that's pretty exciting. You know, if I were somebody who was crazy, I would hide some hamburger meat in the snow and watch the whole fucking race go AWOL, son. Do you hide a fucking, one of those water burgers in there? Dude, a dog will go probably at least 200 yards off track for a damn water burger. But that's the Iditarod. It's a special thing. You can wear your snow equipment. It's probably dudes looking for women. I mean, Alaska's the kind of place you'll go 1,000 miles, you know, just because you heard a titty upwind, you know? That's Alaska. You know what I'm saying? They have rumors, even if you hear even a rumor that somebody gave birth to twin girls, you'll drive over just to, drop a gift off for the ladies just in case you meet them 18 years later when everybody's of legal age to date and to talk and to have, gin and tonics. So it's different out there. What else? Steven Spielberg wants to keep Netflix and other streaming platforms from having their films considered for the Oscars. Spielberg has made it clear in the past that he thinks Netflix films qualify only as TV movies fit for Emmy consideration and not as films. You know, this is really interesting because I've thought that a little bit, that Netflix starts to feel kind of stale. It just starts to feel like everything is sort of the same. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you ever see that Cisco truck? They have the Cisco truck. It's always out back of a restaurant. And they got everything in there. Everything from, little, you could get anything you want. Little, veals, little, veal squares or whatever. What else? Grapes, napkins, everything. But you can order it all from this one company. So at a certain point, everything is just from the same place. It all kind of just feels the same a little bit. And I think that way about Netflix sometimes. It kind of loses some of its identity because everything on there, I'm just like, oh, this is just another Netflix movie. It is different. And it feels different. So that's an interesting point because I've thought that. I'm like, a lot of these movies, it's just like, is that really a movie or is that just, some fucking long television that they made? I think it doesn't feel like a movie, especially I think maybe to me in my generation, because for movies for us, they started in the theater. And these movies aren't starting in the theater. And so it's coming to you on your small screen, on your computer first. So it probably does have that different vibe. But Netflix, everything just starts to feel like, oh, here's a show, this. For some reason, it all kind of has a little bit of this same film on it. Like it was all just brought over by the same Cisco truck, or it was, you ever get an egg somewhere or a piece of, you ever get a French fry at a restaurant and they cook it next to the fish or in the same oil? Like you'll have a French fry and you're like, damn, that fry got a little bit of carp in the back of it. Well, that is what I'm talking about. Netflix, everything have that little bit of fish taste in it. So I get that vibe. So I have to agree with Spielberg. I have to agree with Steven Spielberg on that. Some of the complaints are about the streaming services and how much they spend on Oscar marketing campaigns. So they're saying that, oh, these people are just spending all this money on this marketing to get these awards, and then they aren't even, the movies aren't even in theaters where people can see them in that facet. I'll say this too. What a lot of people don't realize is, they put these movies out. They put all these kind of fancy sort of, what I think usually are not even that good of movies out around the Oscars times. I mean, movies have gotten, I think, bad. Like, I felt like when I was younger, a movie was a real deal. It was... Jeepers. Sorry, I'm getting over bronchitis. You know, a movie was just a different thing. It was there was something to it. It was, I don't know, it just felt like it was always going to be good. And now you can make a bad movie, and the company that funded the movie also owns the advertising, you know, the PR companies. So then they have their own company write an article under a different name and put it out and say, hey, this is a great movie, when they know it's not. They don't care. They don't care. What else? What else is going on? Bryce Harper signed a $330 million contract with the Philadelphia Phillies. Can you imagine that money? $330 million. With the, dude, you could buy, can you buy Philadelphia for that? You could at least buy Punxsutawney, PA, and own that little gerbil. Oh, dude, with that much money, yeah. How are you not going to do cocaine? How soon do y'all want this guy doing cocaine? Because you telling me this, Bryce Harper's got $330 million. Dude, there's no way I ain't putting 1 million of that towards the Great White North. You know what I'm saying? That fucking nose Alaska, baby. That I'm fucking that Pablo Escobar, baby. I'd buy a fucking straight up sweet gallon of cocaine. Have anybody ever bought a gallon of cocaine? Because that's what I would be. Yeah, let me get a Glad bag full of cocaine. Also, fill up my fucking hat while you're at it. Just, yeah, oh no, don't fill it today or fill it, put that, you know, give me that mogul, baby. Throw that frickin', that fucking dusty snout chowder on there. Because I'm looking for the Lord, you feel me? I think it's too much money to give someone at once. It doesn't seem safe. So, let's see what happens to him. Bryce Harper, taking that, what I like to call the cocaine challenge. You got $330 million? Dude, I would have a stripper dancing on each shoulder, a really small stripper, you know? So you could just look over like that and smell them tats. You feel me? Smell them fucking milk bungalows, baby. So I'm just, welcome to what I like to call the cocaine challenge, Bryce Harper. You got $330 million? Dude, I'd get my nuts gold plated, boy. When I sat down, you would hear a ding when I sat in any chair. Like, what was that? Something wrong with the chair? No, something's right with my nuts. I got these 14 karat gonads, bro, and daddy's ding, ready to do business. So good luck, Bryce Harper. I'm sorry, I'm sniffling. I feel like I've been on the Iditarod. And I'm sorry that I'm sick. I hope you guys aren't sick. I know a lot of people have been going around and getting sick. And if you are getting sick, I'm sorry about that. Now I got to let you guys know about a real hitter. It's that bottom hitter cleanser. It's called Bidelegance. 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 It's that natural cleansing foam that brings you the luxury and elegance of a bidet with the convenience of toilet paper. A bidet will wash your butt for you. It's like a French person spitting on your butt. But now Bidelegance really has cornered that market. It's that natural cleansing foam. It's better than both dry toilet paper and it's better than wet wipes. It's cost effective. It's anti-inflammatory. It's soothing. It keeps your hands dry. It does not harm the sewer system and it's eco-friendly. Here's an Amazon review from a TPW listener, Marissa. 5 out of 5 stars. Elegance. February 14th, 2019. I purchased this product due to Theo recommending this to me on his podcast this past weekend. He said that if I couldn't afford a bidet, that Bidelegance would be the next best option. And I can't afford a bidet. Well, I currently rent my residence, and I don't think my landlord or the HOA would be happy with me installing one. That's true. Zoning issues. Plus, my bathroom is tiny, and I would not have anywhere to put it unless I pulled out the shower. That's insane, Marissa. Anyway, I'm cleaner than ever. Thanks, Bidelegance and Theo Von. And that is a real Amazon review. Wow. Nice to know they got a lady running around clean out there thanks to ya boy and ya Bidelegance. Bidelegance is available right now on Amazon.com for 10% off and free shipping. Use promo code 10TheoVon. That's 10, the number 10, Theo Von. For 10% off and free shipping, use 10 Theo Von when you check out and buy Bidelegance on Amazon.com. And now, back to the episode. We had Dane Cook in studio. That was interesting. You know, Dane is an interesting dude, man. I think he just connects with the world differently. I think he's always been like this guy who had a lot to prove to himself, which I can relate to and I can understand, and we all can probably. And I think the world is kind of like this, if the world is like this purple, he's kind of like this blue and this red. And he is of the world, but he's different. He just doesn't mix with it as smoothly as others do. It was interesting, he talks about like brotherhood and this comedy brotherhood, but he never seems to be in that. He always seems to just be doing his own thing, but I don't think he does it on purpose. I think it's just the way that he interacts with the world. But also, what the fuck do I know? I'm just sharing my experience. So, but I was glad that he came in. It was, that's the most I've ever talked to him by far. A lot of guys, you speak with them a decent amount. And then, he kind of just does his own thing. He just kind of does his own thing. But he's a funny man. And he's had some very unique experiences that many in the world will never have, baby. We got a couple calls that came in. I want to take a few. Let's get this hitter right here.
Theo, this is Jen from Houston, Texas.
Hey, Jen, thank you for calling. And thank you to everybody in Houston. I know last week I just talked about Brody a lot. And, man, it was a special time. I had a great time. Beautiful club. I'd go back. I would shoot a special there sometime or record an album. And I kind of wish that I had. But thank you guys so much. Onward.
I'm calling to let you know that my soon-to-be ex-dude and I were at the show on Saturday.
Oh, wow. So I hope I didn't say anything that just... I hope y'all parted ways amicably, because I thought it was a good show.
And it was awesome. I mean, your hair, to see it in its full glory is just something to behold. Oh,
thank you. And that's how it is, that front. The front is really, I got that flower in the front, and I got that power in the back, baby. I got that sprout and I got that spout. You feel me? I got that reach and I got that teach in the back. So a lot of time I'll peek my head out and a fucking raccoon that you didn't even know had been living around your house, he'll fucking show up. Animals want to fuck when I take a hat off, animals want to fuck. But thank you for the compliment.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming back. We appreciate, everything that you do, and your show is amazing. I learn a lot, and I feel a lot. And, I'm the chick that gave you the Dean Martin roast of Michael Landon, so I hope you like it. Anyway, gang, gang.
Gang, gang, lovely. Yeah, I did get that. I don't have a DVD player at the moment. So I have some DVDs I'm still been meaning to watch. I got somebody sent me some photos from a wedding in December I got to watch. I want to watch, what else do I have? Saving Private Ryan's. And then I'm going to watch that roast of Michael Landon roast by Dean Martin that you gave me. And thank you. It's very sweet of you. And I do remember that. Sorry, I'm still a little sick. But thank you for that. As always, if you are dealing with something or want to share something or struggling with something, you can hit the hotline, 985-664-9503. This podcast is, sometimes who knows what it is. it is what it is. So, you know, I'm not trying to put it in a box. I mean, fuck, I'm just happy that we're still going. I'm very grateful for that. I do want to let you know this. We tried to do a single mom in Houston, and she had to cancel. So she had to cancel. And this is the second time that happened in a row to us. It was Columbus and Houston that both the single moms had to cancel almost the day before. So last minute, and so we had to, you know, we couldn't do it. We didn't do it. So we'll be finding some in these upcoming cities. If you have a single mom that you think would be good to come out in San Jose or in Phoenix or Tempe, Arizona, please hit the hotline 985-664-9503. This doesn't need to be your girlfriend. It's nobody like that. This isn't your mother. We're looking for a woman who has young children, who could use, who's a hard worker, who could use a night out. You know, we want to make, you know, we just want to make them have fun. We want to help them have fun, be a part of it. And we want them, we'll pay for the sitter. But we still donated some money to the mother from Houston to do something nice with her children. And I want to thank our Patreon supporters for that. Let's take another call.
Yo, Theo, this is Theo from Indiana.
Whoa, from India. Dang, boy, and that's condiment country. India, a lot of time in India, they don't have meat. So they don't have meat. You might get some cracker, and they don't have meat on it. Instead, they put sauce, color. That's it. Because after meat comes sauce. And if they don't have meat, bam, motherfucker, straight to sauce. That's India. That's condiment country. They'll put anything on a damn cracker, bro. Green spice, red spice. And you trying them, and you're like, oh, have you had this yellow fucking spice? Oh, welcome to India. Oh, you tried the green and the red and the yellow? Have you had this fucking beige spice? What about this? Have you had this fucking orange spice sauce? And you're like, Jesus. I can't even feel my damn face anymore. And they're like, yeah, you're in India. Watch your face fucking burn while a monkey sneaks up and picks your pocket. And that's India, man. Beautiful country, beautiful people. I mean, just, and the smiles on the faces of the children there. I went there when I was a student for a week, and I mean, it's just no plumbing, but god damn, I mean, but I mean, you could, you know, it's this country you kind of just want to flush the handle once and just get all the, you know, get everything out of there, and, you know, get all they got a lot of just loose duty. I mean, you'll see a kid and his buddy just humming a little tiard out there, a turd, just throwing it back and forth. You're like, damn, what are they doing? Or they'll be shooting marbles with little hardened little goose pellets, little duties from goose. That's India. But let's hear more. Onward.
Just listening to your okay episode. I just wanted to say, man, you always talk about you want to feel okay. And, you know, I'm sorry about your friend that passed away. I think a lot of us have that. And a lot of your fans and the people that call in want to tell you, dude, you are okay. That is that empathy and compassion that you show for everybody. That's what makes you okay, man. And you need to find a way to quantify that in your life. And be okay with that. Find that peace, man.
Gang, man, I appreciate that. You know, it's funny you say that because I've been thinking about that. You know, sorry, I just had to swallow some mucus, but yeah, I've been thinking about, you know, at some point in my life, I have to get on through this stuff, these feelings of what makes, the feelings of inadequacy, the feelings I have to, but I think sometimes it's a never ending kind of competition because it's just something that's in me. And for me, that's my alcoholism. You know, that's this thing inside of me that will never be, it'll never be really a solid foundation, but I can learn to work with it better. And that's what I'm trying to learn right now is just tools to work with it better. But thank you for saying that, man. You know, sometimes, yeah, it's like I feel like I'm not okay, but really if I ask myself, I just feel this invisible, it's almost like a bunch of bees buzzing around. You know, and it's just this weird energy that's just around me that something is wrong. And it's inside of me too. They're under my skin and it's in me, and it's just, you know, it's just a discomfort. And I think sometimes I have to constantly try and do things that show me in front of my face that I am, like if I don't do something in front of me, then I won't feel it inside of me, you know? And it's just the way that I interact with the world sometimes. But thank you, man. Thank you for saying that. You know, I thought a lot about that when Brody took his own life, and it just made me think, you know, so often we have this world where people, if somebody isn't okay, they can't say it. And sometimes we feel like we have to know exactly what's wrong. And that, I guess that's kind of more what I was thinking about is you don't. If you're not okay, you can just say, hey, you know, I'm not okay. I don't even know what's wrong with me, but I'm just not okay. Because I think that that's a feeling that a lot of people can really relate to. But that's nice of you to call and give that message. And I give that message to, I'm going to reflect that message back out to anybody else out there that's feeling like they're not enough right now, or just feeling that they're not, man. You're okay. I promise you, if you're listening to this fucking shit, then you're probably okay. If you're not okay, go listen to Chris D'Elia. Go listen to, you know, Bobby Lee. That wild little fucking Viet, bro. That dude. Jesus Christ, bro. I mean, somebody said you could draw his penis in like less than a second. So he got really a unique wiener. But if you're not okay, there's things, you know, you can listen to these guys and they'll make you laugh. That's what I mean. But thank you for the nice message. Let's take another call.
Yo, what's good, Theo? Huge fucking fan of the podcast. Anyways, let's get straight to the point. Gang fucking gang.
Gang, gang, daddy. And you calling out there and you sound like you might be on some uppers or downers right now. You might be on a little fucking couple handfuls of Sidewinder, son, and I ain't mad at you. Onward.
Alright, so, my name's William Weiss. I'm a full-blood Native American. I live...
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Welcome back, man. I want to say that on behalf of everybody. You know, people think everybody's, you know, people's mad about the fights or whatever that happened, dances with wolves and all of that shit. Dude, I say welcome back. So, you know, we're good. Onward.
I live in Oklahoma and I'm part of the Kickapoo tribe.
Wow, man. That's beautiful, dude. Somebody in my family was part Native American or Indian, they called it. But I'm not sure who it was. Let's hear more. And,
I've been really digging this thick-ass white girl, you know? We've been talking for about 2 months now, and, like, I kind of want to make her 100% mine.
Dang, boy! You talking about reeling in that whitey, huh? We got a Native American right here. Fucking Kickapoo Kenny over here about to wheel in that white girl, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Beige power, son. You know what I'm saying? That cross-pollination, dude. You know what I'm saying? Dot that feather, bruh. Do it, do it, do it. But be careful. Here's what I'm saying. You got to read these history books, man. I remember, because the history books, you know, a lot of native dudes, they went for that white, they saw that white salmon, that sexy white salmon flopping in the distance, and y'all went over there, you know, to put it in your basket. And you got the syphilis, or somebody came and stabbed you, or whatever, or you lost the battle. But, so just be careful. You know, I would make sure her intentions, she don't have any, you know, her cousin ain't waiting over the ledge to pounce on you. You know, I know it was different times back then, and it was just, things were more, you know, colonial. People was just stealing each other's land. I mean, people was just, you know, it was still fucking New Jack City. And times are different now, and if you know, it seemed like you probably know her good if y'all are in love, but I would glance at a couple history books. Bull Run. What else? French Indian War, French American War, whatever. And look, fuck the French, bruh. So that's definite, and we all know that. Isn't that crazy? Even Native Americans know fuck the French. The French, dude? What have they done, bro? Made hats? Yeah. So, and made cheese, different cheeses hard to pronounce. So anyway, let's hear more from you. Onward.
But my grandma, she's very cultural and traditional, and she likes to stick to her ways, which I respect, But she's kind of against it because she's scared we will lose our bloodline, being full Native Americans. And
that NA, boy. And it's crazy because Native American, that NA also means Narcotics Anonymous. And sometimes, you'll see a Cherokee just, run over and just hatch it right into a bottle of gin. You know what I'm saying? Onward.
And not so many of us are around in the United States anymore, But anyways, yeah, where can I kind of meet my grandmother in the middle? Or should I go to as far as giving up on this white girl with this huge ass? Asking for some solid advice, Mr. Theo Vaughn.
Thank you for the call. That's sweet of you to call in. Let me get your name again.
Yo, what's good, Theo? Huge fucking fan of the podcast. Anyways, let's get straight to the point.
Okay, so you didn't give it, but thank you for the call, brother. And Moon Brother, I think I should say, Moon Brother, Land Brother, all of that. River, River Buddy, everything. I want to do total, I'm supportive of you guys. And, someone in my family, I think on my father's side was something Cherokee, percent Aztec or something. I don't know. I gotta look through the charts and everything, but it's a great question. What do you do if you want, because that has to be kind of a unique experience. Because you explain, dude, you have, bro, let me tell you this. Every time. I'm very sorry about that. You're right, man. You have you got that, you got that Aquafina. And then, you got that white girl over there with that thick fucking Evian, boy. And y'all trying to stream team. So, and this shit ain't really H2OK with your grandmother. She likes that fucking authentic drip. She likes that Folgers. And you rolling in here trying to fucking spice up into those Keurig cups. So I think one of the first things you could do is just have her spend time with the young lady. Because I believe that, it probably would take a real experience more than you just convincing her. If you can help them have a real experience together. Maybe you guys could all, maybe you could have a traditional meal and, have your grandmother explain to the young lady what these different foods, mean or where the recipes come from. Cause you look, the blood you got in you right now, you got pure Native American blood. Dude, you could probably sell 4 pints of that to Joe Rogan on the dark web. Brian and Brandon, Fighter and the Canary, they'll fucking buy, dude, they would be, bro, they'll sip that stuff out right out of your tailpipe. You got that from the earth. You got that salty drip. You got fucking birds in your blood, daddy. You got that snake hitter. And they want that shit. You got that pow wow wow, boy. But I think it's nice that you actually, first of all, I think it's nice you have concern for your grandmother, that you respect what she thinks. And it is important these days. I think it's really important. People want to think like, I don't think there's anything wrong with taking that much pride in your culture, where if you wanted to say, I want to have a child that is this, then that's okay. It doesn't mean you don't want to do other things. It just means that that's your preference. But you've been tempted by that white, thick. You know, you've been tempted by that fucking, that loud, bro. Like somebody just blew two milky, creamy, you know, two big vape circles right next to each other. And that's that white ass, that fancy white ass coming over the hillside in that Conestoga wagon. And you get over there and you snacking on it and having your little tasty taste. And then bam, boy. Fucking, you know, couple dudes, couple young, you know, her little cousins sneak out the back with that thing of gunpowder. So, man, what would I do here if I was in love with someone of a different race or ethnicity or culture and I was scared of what my family would think? I think, yeah, maybe see if, you know, I mean, I think it would be a lot, but I think it would be really, really cool if you learned some traditional things from your grandmother or took some of her experiences and see how, if you're this girl you care about, let her know how much it means, that your grandmother means this much to you. And it means this much that you honor some of their traditions. And see what her thoughts are on it. The young lady might have some ideas. Oh, well, this would be really cool. What if we did this? And we, you know, I was in, up in St. Cloud, Minnesota one time, or Minnetonka. And they had the Minnetonka tribe up there. And I went to a festival they had. And it was amazing. Man, seeing the beadwork and seeing a lot of the family fun, you know, the little children, the papooses, bro. And the little papoots or whatever, the boys. Just seeing them play and have fun and just, you know, with that culture, and it's beautiful. You know, just a lot of Native Americans, I mean, just beautiful hair, beautiful skin tone. So yeah, it is important. It's important that you're thinking about it. That's a good question for our listeners. You know, I haven't been in a lot of interracial relationships. I do think about it sometimes. You know, I think about adopting like kids, not like I want kids of other ethnicities, but I have these, you know, a lot of times visions come into my life that are, you know, I think from a higher power. And I think that, and a lot of those have come true in my life. And sometimes I have a vision of me raising like a Hispanic kid. And that may sound crazy, or, you know, because I know that if, you know, my higher power, if God's going to bless me with, you know, the ability to take care of, you know, to feed a family and to feed myself, and then I can help someone else. You know, I know that I believe that I could do that. I don't know that I could, but sometimes I'm hopeful that I could. And so sometimes there's this vision. I have a vision of having my own family, but then of also having an inclusion into my own family that's from somewhere else. So that's a good question for our listeners. If you have suggestions, what might be a good suggestion? And some people might say, look, you know, some people don't think it's great to mix ethnicities, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. I don't think there's anything wrong with if somebody wants to be traditional. That's fine. Everybody, you know, it's like, I think it's kind of messed up in America. It's like you can have all types of different meetings, like, you know, Filipino, you know, jugglers, they can meet, you know, Mexican, you know, quinceañera poppies, you know, they can meet, you know, black railroad, you know, Mason party, they can meet, you know, Japanese ice cream lovers can meet. But the second white anything wants to meet, people say, oh, no, that's fucked up. I don't think that's fucked up. I think it's like anybody should be able to meet up. If they're meeting up for, you know, and they're over there sharpening swords and shit, and they're going to come across the street, then that's kind of whack. But I think anybody should be able to meet up and should have a group of their own. I know I went off on a tangent, but I think any of our listeners, 985-664-9503, what suggestions would you have for this? What do you think about it? And it's okay, whatever your real thoughts are, whatever your, you know, if you feel like it's, I think, I think whatever, love is going to win. So if you're really in love, that's probably going to win out. But how do you love your grandmother? Oh, sorry. So full of mucus right now. Oh, I feel like there is a fucking otter swimming in back and forth between my nose and my throat. And I don't want to keep eating it, or not eating it, but, swallowing it, but I do. I'm sorry. So there you go, 985-664-9503. Maybe some suggestions for this young man. But thank you for that call, man, and thank you for, wanting to know what I think about it. And yeah, I bet it's totally different if you have someone of a different ethnicity and you're bringing in, and just the bravery you're going into, as far as, especially if that's a first, person of a different ethnicity that's being brought into your family and your bloodline. There's nothing wrong with it, but it is. There's there's questions. You have questions for yourself, and you think about that. It's like, because people want to honor their own bloodlines, and they want to, they want to respect their elders, and for, taking some of that into account, I think is really interesting. I would love to hear what our listeners think. Here's another call right here that came in, 985-664-9503.
Hey, Theo. My name's Bobby. I'm 16. My parents have been married for about 40 years. I have an older sister who's about 30. She has 2 kids and a husband, another baby on the way, the whole thing.
Oh, Bobby, it sounds like you really have a nice life going on. You got your parents, your sister, she's got the children. Thank you for calling. Onward.
My dad, around Christmas time, decided to come out as gay, and there's a lot of...
Okay, so you got that surprise gay at Christmas, man. A jingle bell will do that, bro. You hear a fucking jingle bell, that'll make anybody, look over at another dude's nuts, bro. That's natural. That's that, a jingle bell, bro. That's a gateway drug to meeting guys sometimes. Onward.
A lot of things that are involved in it, a lot of things that I got to think about, a lot of things that make me question myself, and I don't know, just if you have any advice on that would be great to hear from you. All right, love you, man. Thank you.
Love you too, bro. Gang, man. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, I think if my father had just suddenly said, look, I'm gay, I'd be like, well, damn. Pass the fucking bread, bro. Pass the butter. Because I'm going to need a roll if we're going to chat about that. Yeah, you probably, especially if making you question about, or just think, yeah, I can imagine different questions. Could I be gay, you might think? What does this do for my mother? How does she feel? Would she feel like, she's not enough? Would she just, I can imagine immediately you learn a lot about different people in your family and how they, how they think, how they, because you have to be loving, you have to be supportive. It's probably a really tough thing for your dad, because especially if you struggle with that for a long time, or if he's just been afraid to say it, or if he didn't even know. That was the thing, man. Dude, there was points in my life where I couldn't even meet any women for so long. I was like, damn, I must be gay. I must just be gay and not even know it. Everybody must be like, damn, Theo, he's out here, keeps trying to meet these ladies, man, but he fucking is just gay and he doesn't know. I thought that, I got so in my head about my just insecure and just didn't know and just trouble in relationships and stuff, that I thought that, and I struggled, especially in my 20s with, not getting that bone or not getting that fucking nice woody. And I would think, dang, dude, I must be, homosexual, or homeowners. That's what some people call them, or we'll say, hey, man, because you don't want to be rude or anything, but you also, you want to know why, these 2 guys next to you keep looking at you and drinking smoothies. So you say, oh, these guys right here, they're homeowners. Man, that would be such a shock if you just found out. I wonder if you knew. Did you know? How's your mom taking it? You know, I think it's a great opportunity for you to really be loving. Probably. You know, because it's kind of wild. It's like, usually it's like as young people, we need all the love. But, you know, with your dad going through this, he's probably going to need, you know, some real moments of support. And just say, you know, this is, you know, you really have a great moment to be very powerful here and say, hey, you know, I love you, Dad. And, you know, I just, you know, I love you as a being, as an entity, no matter what, you know, sensually you prefer. No matter if you like, you know, whether you like, you know, you like peaches or you like that buffalo meat. It's like, I love you no matter what you desire. No matter what your palate prefers. So that's a great opportunity for you to do that. But dude, I remember, I think a lot of young dudes, I remember I was so starved for like connection with, even just with other males, just to even have like friends. Like, and I had friends, but I didn't have a connection. I never felt, you know, I was so starved, honestly, for like a father and a brother, for those elements in my life that had been in my life, but had never been in my life when I was young, that I remember sometimes even I would see other dudes and I would want to be friends so much, or want to be, you know, sometimes like a buddy of mine would give me a hug or something, and it would just feel like so much more to me. I'd be like, dang, dog, am I, you know, I might be a straight up homeowner. You feel me, bro? I might be fucking, you know, I might be confused. I might need to take out a second mortgage on myself. But the truth ended up being for me that I just was so starved for connection, you know, for male connection in my life, that when I got any of it, it was so, I didn't realize how much I was thirsting for it as much at a level for a father, for a brother, that if I got any, you know, connection from a male, that it made me, I just didn't even know how to handle it. I didn't even know what was going on. But in the end, I just wanted, you know, I wanted my brother in my life, or I wanted a connection with a father. And so, you know, that kind of stuff can be confusing. And I don't think that's what you're asking about, but I think it's a great opportunity for you to be a loving son. You know, it's wild, man. It's like a lot of our fathers have grown up in these different times, because times have changed so much in the past couple generations that, you know, it's like we really have to be sons. We have to be, you know, we have to be sons. We don't just, you know, even though sometimes we feel like we didn't get parented enough, and we can't be kids. We never even got to be a kid. We can be a son. You know, sometimes my mother will call. I don't want to talk. I don't want to, you know, I'm uncomfortable. I want somebody, but I know you know, sometimes if I talk with her, she's just going to talk, and I'm just going to have to listen. But at this point, she's older now, and I can be a provider, and so I just have to pick up the phone and be a good son. I mean, those are little things I'm learning. I'm not telling anybody what to do or something, but I'm just trying to relate to you. And maybe I did, and maybe I didn't, but that's the only relation I have. But I remember one time when I was young, this dude, Richard Langenstein, bro, and they called him Bangenstein because he was a pedophile, you know it? You know, he preferred the company of children and stuff around his wiener and stuff, and he would buy weed for all the children. And he went to jail for this. I'm not accusing this man of anything. He got incarcerated on that. And he looked like Santa Claus, bro. And he had that fucking jingle bell. You know, he'd hide a jingle bell in between his wiener and his newts, his balls. And so you hear that thing tink every now and then, keep you curious about his crotch. And Richard, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, one time I was over at Big Richard's. They called him Big Richard because he'd buy us these potatoes and stuff and then get us high and fucking, you know, offer people a little bit of that sour cream, you know? But anyway, one time I was over at Big Richard's and I was high. We'd all been smoking out of an apple. And this girl I knew in my class, her dad came over there with another man. And I'd been over at her house at a party recently and seen her dad and mom together. And her daddy was moonlighting around town with this other guy named Hank was the man's name. And Hank, boy, I mean, this dude was a real homeowner, bro. He fucking licked his lips, and he licked them more than he should, you know? And you knew he was doing something, you know? And he always had his hand in his pocket or your pocket or somebody's fucking pocket. Sometimes he would just wear pockets on his hands and just be like, damn, that dude was always reaching for ass even if he wasn't. And, you know, he just preferred the company of men. But when I remember seeing her father, and I'd always thought, I'd met her father many times and been to their home. This girl's dad, she was in my school. She was in my grade. And she didn't even know. She didn't even know her dad, you know, was living this double life, you know, this double-edged sword with kind of men's wieners on one side of it. And I remember it just blew my mind because I saw him after that in this family element, and it was this whole different thing. And I never even told her. And I don't know if he came out of the closet eventually, and, you know, but it has to be very uncomfortable for someone if they want to be a certain way and they're not, and they can't live that way. They don't feel comfortable. So there's probably just a great chance for you to be a really good son and be a cool son. And man, that's it's a learning experience you're going through right now. But just, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know if you guys have a suggestion for that young man. You can hit the hotline as well, 985-664-9503. And thank you for that call. All right, let's take another call right here. Here we go.
Hey, Theo, this is Andrew calling in from beautiful San Clemente, California.
Oh, hey, Andrew, I just met somebody this morning. I was eating breakfast at the Cheesecake Factory, and they had a couple there from San Clemente, and we chatted for a little while. And they were so nice, man. They really made my morning. Let's hear more.
You mentioned something about how sometimes you feel like your mom, when she's talking, you wish she would just stop. And, you know, I had to sit back and laugh for a minute because I feel that way too, growing up in a household of mostly women. Sometimes you just want silence, you know, be alone with your thoughts, and that could seem impossible. But I just want to let you know that there's going to come a day where you may not be able to hear her voice anymore, or things she says just don't make sense. You know, I'm a caregiver for my 89-year-old grandmother who has Alzheimer's, and she's basically turning into a toddler. She just sort of makes noises, you know, and when she does put a sentence together, it doesn't make much sense. There's days where she doesn't even remember who I am.
Wow.
So I hope you can remember that. I hope you take your own advice, too. When you say she makes things about herself sometimes, we all do that. We all do that, and we need to focus on doing less of it. So I hate to get on such a downer note, but
no, that's not a downer note at all, man. I appreciate you saying that. You know, that's exactly probably what I needed to hear. So I know that was nice of you to call and say that. And the way that you said it. You know, here we'll hear the end of your call.
You're the first voice I hear every Monday morning, so I had to call in. Been thinking about you.
Gang, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's nice, man. And the way you presented that to me was nice, too. You know, you presented that in a caring way, and I appreciate that, dude. You're right. You know, you're right. And I'm going to keep that in my week this week. You know, when there's a moment that I don't want to do something because it's not, I just can't deal with it right now, I'm going to reframe it and just say, well, you know, yeah, there may come a time when I don't get to hear this voice. And just, yeah, I mean, reframing it, finding comfort in my mother's voice, the fact that I even get to hear it, as opposed to the fact that it, you know, grates against something in me that has always been a little bit corrugated. So thank you. I appreciate you saying that, man. That's a nice message. That's a really nice message, man. I'm gonna try that this week. I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna remember you calling and telling me out of Pampa no to say Pampa yes when I'm uncertain. If I'm feeling comfortable about something, and switch that perspective if I can, you know. And I bet I can. I bet I actually can. Thank you for that. Let's take one more call here, 985-664-9503.
What's up, Theo? Gang, gang. This is Sam from Washington.
Gang, gang, Sam. And thank you for calling, brother. Onward.
I just wanted to call and tell you about something that happened this past weekend. I'm pretty excited about it. My wife gave birth to our second child.
There you go. You got that second one, boy. You got that papusa, you know? So that's beautiful, man. Congratulations. Welcome to the world, baby.
On Sunday morning.
Oh, what a gift, man. I bet that's beautiful. A Sunday morning, man. I couldn't think of a more peaceful time to probably have a child. More?
We named him Theodore, Theo for short. If that freaks you out, we didn't necessarily name him after you. My wife is the one that thought of Theodore, and she doesn't listen to your podcast, but I have told her about you.
It's a smart wife, dude. Smart wife. Onward.
We're tired because we're, new baby, especially mom. She's pretty tired, but everybody's doing real well. Baby is nice and big and healthy. Mom is healing and recovering well. And his older brother, he's really excited to have a little brother.
That's awesome.
And so hope to see you up in the Portland area or maybe even Seattle sometime soon. Have a good one.
Welcome to the world, new little boy, Theodore. I can tell you, man, it's going to be a tricky one, bro. I'll tell you straight up. Being a Theodore, it can be tricky. But it sounds like you got an older brother that's going to be helpful. And that's what's interesting too. And I think what's interesting to me is when people have, children and two children and you create brothers, you don't even realize that. That's the crazy creation. I try to, whenever I'm doing shows, if I meet a pair of brothers that's at the shows, I try to throw them on my Instagram story. And I just love that. I've just learned to really love my own brother so much as I've gotten older here, especially in the past couple of years. And just be so grateful for that relationship. It's like you have this, you have this other person that has your bloodline, that has your whatever that Native American that's inside of you is in the only other place it exists. The same way is inside of him. And even though it can be different, yeah, brothers can be totally different. One of y'all might be cinnamon and one of y'all might be salt. But at the root of that spice, daddy, similar. At the root of that spice, man, they're the only other person that's going to have that magic mix. They're the only other person that's going to have that magic mix. And that's a beautiful gift. And, it's the same for sisters and stuff. I can't relate that way, but congratulations, man. Welcome to the world, little Theodore. People are going to call you Theodorable. That's what I like to say, if I'm feeling good. I thought about coming out with a product once called Theosporin. And it's just a cream and you rub it on. It doesn't do nothing though. So, but man, thanks people for being a part of the episode and for the calls and just for, we're just living. That's all we're doing. And we did it okay today. And you're going to do it okay today, I hope. And I'm going to do it okay today. And if we think fuck somebody, man, dude, fuck them, bro. But also, we can love them, dude. We can love somebody that's completely fucked up because we're probably fucked up to somebody and somebody loves us. So, we can do it. We can do it. Oh, you guys be good to yourself, man. And we'll play this on the way out, man, because I didn't really do it on the way in, but now I think it's kind of fits, man. I'll see you guys this week in Boston, in Medford, Massachusetts, over there at the Chevalier Theater on Thursday. And Friday, I'll see you in the Wilbur. Man, I can't believe I'm going to go to theaters this week, and then I'm going to the Borgata Casino on Friday. Dude, what is going on? This is so crazy. And I'm going to bring a show, man, and I'm going to do it like I've never even fucking done it, dude. I might just hide my own arms in my ass, bro. We got this, man. Thank you guys for being a part of my Monday, and I hope you have a wonderful week.
I ain't seen home in about 100 days. I can almost hear mama pray for my restless soul. And I ain't made $1, I ain't spent, but where it's going ain't killed me yet. I still get where I'm bound to go. I'm making it, I'm making wrong feel right.
We're making it, man. We helping each other make this shit, baby. Gang.
And if hell's where I'm headed there, I'm making good time.
Thank you guys so much, man. We got this shit. We're gonna be okay today. Put on that neck brace, dog, and show up.
And most all of my plans slip right through my hands and wind up next to me, broken on the ground.
And happy Mardi Gras down there in New Orleans, baby.
If this bottle was an hourglass, I'd say that I'm about an hour past the minute. I should have put it down, but I'm making it. I'm making wrong feel right.
And we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna do a meet and greet after the show in over there in Boston. We'll figure out how to do it. Just do it in the damn wherever.
Making good time.
Good album, man. This is South's Aerosmith right there, man. Bishop Gunn. Don't sleep.
Between the lines that I've crossed and the friends that I've lost, I'm left here alone in my sin. But I'm in pretty good shape for the shape that I'm in. I'm making it. I'm making it. I'm making wrong feel right. Yeah, I'm making it. I'm making it. I'm making good time. Oh, I'm making it. I'm making it. I'm making wrong feel right.
Man, I wish I was a singer, man. That'd be cool, huh? In my dreams, I am sometimes. In my dreams, I have a guitar and a harmonica. You know.